Hey YouTube, this is Southern Pepper One and welcome to Boots on the Ground. But first, I am teaming up with Survival Garden Seeds. They did a giveaway probably a good year ago, and we gave away some free garden seeds, and we're going to do it again. This time, you just need to go to the link I provide, put your email in, and this will protect us all from these spammers. Because if I do anything on my channel, a lot of spammers come and they say you won, but not true. So you can go there, you'll see a minute video from me, and then you can just put your email there and they will pick 3 lucky winners and you will receive the big Farmer's Vault. That's over 100 seed packets. It's an awesome value. Also, any commission that will be earned on the sales of any additional products that you purchase, 100% of that commission from them will be going to the food pantry, the Gleaning House in my area, 100%. So hopefully we can raise a couple $1,000s with some gifts that other people are giving, and through this to hopefully put about $2,000 into their hands. We've already put $500 into the Gleaning House, so hopefully we can do more to help people that are suffering. I see it every day. A lot of the reports I don't give you. There's no need to give you, but people are hurting, people are suffering. If you can help, do it. If you can help the Gleaning House. If you have a place in your local community, don't give my community something if you have a great place to give. The Gleaning House is 100% volunteer driven. Not a single person makes a penny. So 100% all money is used for food or used to get food onto people's tables. So I'll give you a link. Just hit the link and 3 lucky winners are going to win a very nice prize. Let's get right into it. This person says, I have something to contribute. My mother lives alone in a small house in the Austrian countryside. She saves electricity whenever possible, heats the house with wood, and doesn't even own an air conditioner. Her electric bill went from 150, I think that's euros, I'm not sure, but 150 per month to 500 per month. She also had to pay $1,200 at once for the electricity she already used because they just raised the rates and didn't bother to inform her for a few months. She lives on a fixed income from a retirement, and electricity alone takes up 33% of that now. Price for gas and diesel has doubled in the last year, and food is up by more than 50%. Meat closer to 80%. I can't imagine how families with one single income get by. So yes, everywhere in the world people are feeling the pain. I'm from a small town in Mississippi, and we had to drive 20+ miles to the closest Walmart. Today, I had a doctor's visit in that town, and my daughter and I stopped by Walmart after. There was barely any bananas, no heavy whipping cream, no some type of mixed canned seasoned greens. The can aisle had many gaps, and so many items had jumped in price just in the last week. 5 bags of groceries was $130. But the thing that bothered me most is there was an older lady that came up to me. I don't know if I did right or not. She asked me for some money to buy food. We don't usually have people around here asking for money like that. I gave her $10, and then I thought maybe she was just trying to con people. I don't know, but I am hoping it was needed, and I did the right thing. Update from a Midwest dealer mechanic. Again, our labor rate got increased to $185 per hour. As of recent, we are requiring all customers with bills over $1,000 to provide 50% deposit on approval. Example, I had a job that totaled $4,800 last week, and the owner had to fork out $2,400 before I even started working on the vehicle. Most of the work is still warranty with little customer paying, indicating people just don't have the income to pay for repairs. Parts availability has gotten better, but the growing concern is most parts are no longer being delivered on time. Most parts that are listed as next day are realistically 3 to 4 days out. Vehicles 20 and 20 and newer seem to have the longest wait time on parts availability. As always, any specialty parts are on galactic back order with no release dates. I forwarded intel to you before, but this is about the medical belt being tightened in California. Basically, they are trying to consolidate receptionists at at hospitals. So normally each department, ortho, x-ray, urology, etc., would have their own receptionist. They're now trying to get rid of some of these and go with one. They're also pushing to use check-in with your smartphone. My wife is a general practitioner for a regional hospital system in, I'll just say up north. Administration has been putting pressure on doctors to increase revenue. My wife is being forced to double and triple book patients. Even before this, her schedule was always full, with many patients waiting several weeks to see her. Doctors are being required to attend billing classes to learn how to charge more, especially for those whose medical care is predominantly paid for by the government. From a personal standpoint, employees have been leaving in droves. Just a few years ago, the hospital had 33,000 employees. Today, there are approximately 25,000 employees, a 25% drop in just a few years' time. Employee benefits are being slashed. The hospital reduced the number of vacation days employees are allowed to take in 2023, and this is just to save money. The medical system is falling apart. Better leadership is needed. If you haven't seen your doctor in a while, make an appointment for a checkup. If you need a procedure, get it done today. Just got 10 gallons of kerosene, $60, $6 a gallon. The highest I've ever seen. It was $4.75 a gallon, and they are in Virginia. My husband is an electrical contractor in Northern California. A customer needed a new 100 amp power pedestal for a manufactured home. There was none in stock at any of the electrical supply houses. Had to be ordered from the manufacturer. Estimated delivery time, 38 weeks. Insane. I'm a retail worker at a grocery store in Texas. I work in an area near a main exit door that is unguarded by security. We do have a security guard in the parking lot, but they are not allowed to stop theft from occurring. I stop many thefts from happening by trying to be friendly with the customer, but lately in the past few weeks, people have become increasingly bolder in what they are stealing and also are becoming angry or more violent. Recently, a customer grabbed the supervisor's hand in an attempt at a theft and used the basket to ram into another customer. There was also a fight between some homeless men the other night, and one threatened to come back and harm employees. The employee who told me about the threat said they almost called in the next day after it happened because they did not feel safe coming back to work after the threat was made. Yesterday, I caught two people walking out of the store with reusable bags full of food and no receipt. One was an old lady who you would never suspect would steal anything, who had a bunch of cheap TV dinners in her bag. It broke my heart that I had to stop her and ask for a receipt. And seeing the look on her face of guilt, but also desperation, as she dropped the basket and left as quickly as she could. I left work crying because I knew she was just hungry and needed the food. Things seem to be getting worse. It used to be I would stop maybe one person a month, but now it is 4 or 5 a week. And that's only the people I see. I know there's a lot more theft happening when I'm not there. Today, I walked into a homeless man stuffing prepared food packages down his pants right by the exit door, and no management bothered to do anything about it. When we told them so, I knew he would now think it's okay and be back. We give food to the local shelter, but they run out fast, and I guess it just hasn't been enough to meet demand in our community. Please let your viewers know how to pray for retail workers for our safety during these times, and also for those who do not have food or are having to do this just to get by. I was in the UPS store in Michigan yesterday. He sent out a fax. There was a well-dressed older gentleman in line in front of me. When he put in his order, the clerk asked him for his ID. He made a comment about the government. He then said he went into the bank that same morning to take out $1,800 in cash, and they wouldn't give it to him. They asked him what the money was for, and he wouldn't tell them, so they told him he couldn't get it. He was mad and walked out without his cash. It is unbelievable. I think fairly soon, even if you give them the information on how you plan to use the money, they may decide that's not a good reason and deny your requests. I live in the area up north, very cold area. Our natural gas is up by 65% since last November. I have a small place, so not a big problem. This person says, although I have seen prices on everything go up, what surprised me was yesterday at Aldi, sugar, which is always just over $2, has now jumped to $2.75. It doesn't sound like much, but it's showing a trend. Everything is getting more expensive. Also, the cost of PVC pipe has gone through the roof here in northern Tennessee. Please keep up the good work. This person sent me some pictures of Walmart and full bins of pumpkins. As you see from the pictures, nobody is buying pumpkins at Walmart. The date is October 25th, and they still have over 500 pumpkins to sell. I'm not sure what this means, except there may be a pie in the near future. I truly believe people are just having enough money to meet the necessities, and a pumpkin, unless you're going to make a pie out of it, if you're using it just for decorations, is not on the agenda for many of them. Many people don't know how easy it is to freeze store-bought loaves of bread. Just stick them in the freezer in the packaging, the way they come. When you're ready for bread, just set it out on the counter and it will go back to normal. It isn't stale, soggy, or anything. It is perfect. This means you can stock up. Plus, you never have to let bread expire. I don't want to say my location, but we are extremely low on foster parents. This means more often sibling groups have to be split up and tough decisions have to be made about the placements of children of abuse and neglect. I'm guessing that everywhere could use more foster parents. Please consider fostering. I can't speak for other states, but in my states, all costs associated with the children or child are covered. I'm watching your show on your visiting the local food pantry, and that was yesterday. I have neighbors close to me that use the pantry, and sometimes I get there too late to receive help. I live in an apartment complex, and the tenants put dry goods on a laundry table to share with each other here in Northwest Arkansas. Also, there's little boxes that are being put up in areas where you can leave something or take something. No lines and no paperwork. We have had these boxes in our area for years and been very helpful for many. Remember, God is great. This is Hendersonville, North Carolina. This is Harris Teeter. Frozen turkey, decent supply, $1.99 per pound. Punched in the loyalty card number at checkout, 50% off. I got it for $1 a pound for turkeys. Great deal. I have finally seen the shortages at Walmart where I fortunately live in Southern California. The budget price canned goods are now gone, just the high price name brands without a lot of choice, mostly green beans and corn. Non-Walmart markets don't seem to have the shortage yet. I live in northern Tennessee, and tonight I went to the Dollar General nearest my home. It recently had several aisles removed, and the aisles with canned goods only had 1/4 of 1/2 an aisle stocked with canned vegetables, fruits, and beans. Nothing close to how it used to be only a few months ago. I was there for vinegar and half. They only had a handful of quart-sized bottles of vinegars, not any gallons, and they only had 2 quarts of half, both of which expired on 10/20/22. Both quarts were bloated and swollen, indicating they were spoiled. This is from Oklahoma. A coworker went into Subway. No prices anywhere. Got a foot-long sub, roast beef with lettuce, tomatoes, onions, and mustard, along with a drink and a bag of chips, and it cost $22. This person also works at a tech college, and I'm starting to finally get students to take night classes, but they have to wait 6 months to a year for enough students to start that class or sign up for that class. I went to donate platelets, and only 3 people donated blood or platelets on that day. I asked, and they were very short of certain kinds. The majority of their donors are A positive, and they were overflowing with A positive. O negative is what they needed. Went to purchase chicken feed yesterday. The last time I purchased it was 2 months ago. The price was the same, $13.45 for a 50-pound bag. So that is some good news. Chicken feed for them for a 2-month period did not go up. Very surprising. I was in Walmart today in central Alabama. I was going to get some 5-gallon buckets. However, the lid to the buckets did not fit the buckets anymore. I tried several lids and buckets combination. None worked. Please tell your viewers to check fitness. Don't assume the lids to the food-grade buckets are still sealed. I walked away and tried another store. We had this problem a month ago, and I can't remember. Someone provided a solution. Was it heating them up, hot water? It was something, but I think something worked. So please, let's find out what that was. Duke's mayonnaise now is only 30 ounces. It used to be 32 ounces. So there you go, some more shrinkflation in everything. My husband fell yesterday and broke the small bone in his right hand. He went to the emergency room and was treated right away. He told us to call the orthopedic doctor for an appointment to set a cast or operate on the bone. Just got back home from the appointment scheduled 1 week out. Seriously, he has a soft temporary cast on now. He's in a lot of pain. I told my husband that we will buy the casting material online faster. I'll set it for him. And I can also buy it in colors just like they have at the office. So disappointed how long it's going to take. This person works at a big box store, and they work, I guess, in the office area. And they sell frozen pretzels. I guess the same ones that they sell in the cafeteria for the food courts in the caf. And other people buy these and then resell them at concession stands. They used to be $36 a case. The new price now is $60 a case. That's a $24 increase. That is huge. This person had cataract surgery scheduled for early and mid-December. I received a call from the doctor office asking if I can move my appointment up 1 month because they had a cancellation. So now it's happening on November 8th and November 18th. God answers prayer because I need to be able to see when SHTF comes, and ask God to make it possible to get this on an earlier date if it's His will. So if people have appointments scheduled, they might want to let the appointment scheduler know that they are willing to come in early if a cancellation occurs. We are in northern Idaho, and this afternoon my mom stopped at Walmart to get gas as she usually does when she's in town. The sign said unleaded was $4.19 a gallon, which was 20 cents a gallon less than any other station in town. But when we got up to the pumps, they were all flagged. There was no unleaded or unleaded plus gasoline available. This is a huge Walmart superstore, the largest in the area. In the 8 years we've lived in this area, we've never seen them not have gas available. This person says, my wife takes a medicine for diabetes. The medicine is now 2 weeks on back order due to Hollywood taking this medication to drop weight. Just heard from my sister who works at a water company in Tennessee. Residents scheduled to have their water cut off for non-payment is up from 50 to 60 per month normally to now 160 residents this month. Looks like people are feeling the pinch. This is from, I live in southern Georgia. Yesterday at our town or truck stop, gasoline was $3.29 and diesel was out. Yep, there was zero diesel. Called my buddy down by Tallahassee, Florida, and he said gas was $3.39 and diesel was $5.74 at his truck stop off I-10. Big difference in price, but there was diesel. It ain't looking good for us, and there could be a really bad diesel shortage coming up, so pay attention to that. A friend of mine is an assistant manager at the Dollar General in our area where I often shop. He told me that they are running from 850 to 1,000 outs, items that they just can't get. In normal time, a store would have less than 200 outs at any given time. And a regional manager would get involved if a store had 250 outs or more, which would have been practically unheard of. But here's the real kicker about the constant increasing prices. He told me recently that they spent 16 man-hours that week changing the prices on the shelf. This is another example of declining work ethic. Our granddaughter is a supervisor of a local branch of a coffee drive-through business. She told us that because of the lack of employees consistently showing up, management has actually made permanent signs for all of their drive-through businesses to put up in their windows and just close shop when this happens if no one is able to cover them. This is a very popular drive-through business with many branches. Our local one has a steady customer base that it tips extremely well. This person lives in northern Connecticut. I heard on Boots on the Ground there's a hospital bed shortage. I wanted to help shed light. I've been doing this for 35 years. Hospital beds are based on staffing. In some cases, the nurses to patient ratio is 1 nurse to 5 patients. There are usually many physical beds available. However, they cannot be filled because there's a lack of staff. This person's in Southwest Virginia, and I want to let you know that you can get food-grade buckets from your local deli. Yes, bakeries, delis, anywhere, sub shops. Some are starting to charge money for them, like $1 or $2, but it is still a great deal. So there you go, Boots on the Ground. Don't forget, if you want to win one of the large farmers seed banks, just go to the link, click it, do your email. This is being done through this email, so we do not have the spammers and the scammers trying to get involved. We will notify you by email, and then you can verify this by sending you a message to me, southernprepper1@yahoo.com, and I will verify that this is totally legit, so we have no problems. Thanks for watching.